Hey guys, so I've got my new replacement 10 by 225 screen from 4x4 shop in Markham, Ontario, Canada, and I thought I would just walk you through installation. Unfortunately, I'm coming into this a little bit late for you guys, so I'll kind of recap. So you have to take this center piece out. So before you do that, pop the glove box open, because you'll be disconnecting the wires, and in your case you'll probably be running the USBs into the glove box, so you need to have it open. My USBs are already in there, along with Apple CarPlay dongle and the 2 USB lines. So we'll set that aside over there. Next up you'll need to do is there are 2 screws here. So you undo those 2 screws. This little box by the iDrive works really well to hold the screws, by the way. So there's 3 wires on the back of that you need to unplug. 2 screws here, pull it out. It just pulls out. You can see the little tabs that hold it in place. And then you'll have the 3 lines on the back. As you can see, 3 spots. This is just clip and pull out. This one is the slider that pulls everything together. So on the top of it, it's got a little clip right there that you just heard. So you just use a screwdriver to push down on it and push at the same time, and it just slides and the harness will pop out. Okay, so take that, put that aside. Next is the CD player amplifier. There's 2 screws on the bottom of that, just down here. Sorry I can't get you any close-ups. One-man show. So I've already, because I'm switching units, I already had the 10.25 in here before, and then I sent it back for a test and repair. It turned out to be a CAN bus error in my truck, which was related to the towing trailer module. So I've fixed that CAN bus error, replaced the trailer module, and all of a sudden everything's back to normal. My tailgate had stopped, power tailgate had stopped working. It's back up and running. Some other issues I had with some lighting seem to have disappeared now that the CAN bus repair is done. So now we're going to put the head unit back in and see if everything is working right. So like I said, my harness is already in there. So all we have to do is pull it out. So here we go. This is the bottom half of the harness, and the other half is in the back here. So I've already done the 2 screws here. Pull that down. So on the back, you just have to squeeze these 2, and that's the radio power, which you won't use again. And then the display. So this one on mine is a bit of a pain. Hopefully yours won't be. That just pops out. Screen side. Okay, so this we won't use anymore, so we'll hide that in the back. That's the original radio power. So back here, we do have to do a switch with these guys onto our harness, which is going to be right there. pull that out. There you go. These guys, the green and the black line, these are the fiber optics. So there's a little tab on the top here. Lift that tab up and pull those guys out. There you go. So those guys are going to go into this harness. This harness is going to go back into the back into the radio with the fiber optics for the CAN bus. This is related to the CAN bus. Tuck those guys in the back. So now, back to the radio, up top, you guys, let's get the unit out. And the CAN bus had stopped the backup camera from working as well. Okay, so now we need to find all the pieces that go on this. There you go. So that's your USB. That'll go in there. But first I want to get the bottom ones done. So we have one for navigation. It's the blue one. So that just pops in there. Just like that. This got turned sideways like that. That just pops in. And the pink one from the radio. This one. Pink, mauve, purple, whatever color you want to call it. That goes into the teal back there. Then we go with the USB. I just had here a second ago. There we go. USB. Connector. And there's still one more connector. Where the heck did it go? Oh, that's it right there. Right. So we'll take that. And it was taped up for safety while we were awaiting the results of the fix. Put that in. Nice. There's my radio. YouTube will cut that off. So we'll switch that. And we're up and running. Now, test for my CAN bus. I'm going to put it in reverse and see if my camera is working. And there you go, my camera is working. It's dirty, but it's working. So I'm very pleased. Back into park. Let's get out of here. Of course, my backup camera button is not attached, so I'm stuck in backup camera. Okay, so back to menu, iDrive. So you can get to your main car interface, BMW interface, by going there, and that gets you back. So if press and hold the menu button on the iDrive, gets you back to here. Press and hold again, gets you back to the car. And then your iDrive functions, of course, everything works the same as it did before. Vehicle info, vehicle status, you can see my oil level, tires, flat tire monitors, all of it works fine. Warnings, stage 2 brake light, that's for the trailer. Daytime running lights, mine are burnt out. I haven't replaced them yet. But so all your warnings are there, just like normal. Like I said, I'm running through the iDrive the same way. Radio. And the radio works. I just turned it off. There you go.
That flyway.
So you turn it off that way. You can press and hold the menu button again, and that'll get you back to the Android screen, or just touch. And you're back at the Android screen, and you've got your apps, navigation, music, which I have over there. I can't show you the Apple CarPlay because I only have the one phone right now, which is an Apple phone. But you saw the dongle in there, and as soon as what I did was I ran from the USB up here where the dongle is in the glove box, ran a wire through the console, and it comes out here in the center, right where the audio link is, because the audio for this works off of the auxiliary, aux CD button here on the, so it'll be part of the aux front external devices. And then, so you run the audio wire from the back of the head unit, from the wiring harness back through the console. I also ran the USB from there back through here. And then I have, for the Apple CarPlay, I've got a lightning cable that I plug into the phone that comes out of the same spot in the glove box. What else do you need to see in here? File manager, navigation, Bluetooth. I don't use the Bluetooth because I prefer the BMW unit for answering the telephone, so I don't use it on Bluetooth at all. In the apps you have Google Chrome, Google Maps, Google Play Music. So my playlists are all on Google Play Music. The AutoKit is this is part of the CarPlay that allows the Apple CarPlay to work. I just plug the phone in when I want to use Google Music or the maps and stuff like that, and when I have a call or want to make a call, I'll unplug it and I'll just use the BMW interface Bluetooth to deal with that. That's just my preference. Everybody does it differently. Yeah, so I'll finish putting everything together for you. Now that I know that we're back up and running, so my errors were all related to my trailer hitch. module being shorted out. So I'm really happy about that. The guys at 4x4 shop were very helpful. I sent it back to the radio back to them thinking it was the radio. They tested it for a week and said that they couldn't find any errors with it, that it was working fine here. They sent it back to me, no charge of course, and I installed it and I got it back up and running, but the backup camera wasn't working, stuff like that. So I called them up and tried to diagnose it. Ray's pretty good. He'll get on Skype with you and try and help you figure it out. Couldn't figure anything out. So I just happened to be driving through Toronto one day, and they took me in and they pulled the radio out. They put another radio in. They changed the harness, trying to figure it all out. They worked pretty hard, and still couldn't figure it out. And then we found the CAN bus errors. And lo and behold, that's where the issue was. It took a while to figure out. Just double checking everything, make sure everything lines up. Okay, so you're in nice and tight. And be careful when you're pulling on this, when you're taking it out. This face cover is very brittle on the top where it links, and it can pop right off. So be careful about that. It's got these three wires, these three wires. Go back to the heater controls. And again, pop these guys in the way they came out. So like I said, there's a little tab here. You just push on that tab to get it to come out. It's right in here. And this is one of those BMW clips. You slip it in. And then you slide it. And again, it's got a little clip on the back there. I think I showed you that one. And these guys just find those holes down there, give it a push. That lines up. You got two screws there. You go to the 4x4 website. They have a really good install video that shows you the routing of the new wiring harness. It's just up in behind in the back here. You just run half of it up there, half of it down there, and then the USB lines you run into the glove box. For other stuff like the backup camera, I mean, it's just typical. You install the camera in the tailgate where the handle is. I find that one better. There's another one you can put just off to the side, but with that one, I found that the angle always messes me up when I'm watching it, because you can't line things up because it's off to one side of the tailgate. So I got the one that's in the handle. It's a bit better. I like it. It's nicely integrated and it fits and seals nicely. So I did that, and then you just run the wire along the side. You know, you can take out part of the framing around the window, pop that out, fish your line through, and then you just run it along the base of the carpet and the trim, and up inside here, and then back in, and you're all good. It's an RCA, so you tape it up so the connection doesn't come apart. Same with the audio. The 3.5 millimeter that goes into the back that runs into your aux input here, same thing, tape it up so that it doesn't come apart, so you don't have any problems like that. So these guys, there's three here. these are all done on clips, no screws. So I have this little pry tool for prying. You go in here, you pry, go in here and you pry, and they pop out. Which is very nice of BMW to do that and not make it too difficult. So we're all working again, we're good. Get the backup camera. There we go. I'll go clean it so you can see. Hold on a second. So mine didn't come with the backup camera. There you go. So you can see the lines. And you can choose. You can have the red grid on as well. They're all different settings in here that you can choose what you want to have on. Parking sensor, stuff like that. And still, you still get the sensor readings that come with the car itself. You have different contrast levels, brightness level that you can change, stuff like that. All works off the button. Again, press and hold the menu, you go back to the car, and your iDrive works. Tap the screen or press the button, you just tap the screen, it's a touch screen, that's why you bought it, that's why you want it. Home button, you can go into the settings, change all the things, camera video settings. If you have the factory camera, you choose original camera. If you have the aftermarket camera, you choose the aftermarket camera. You can choose the tracking. You can mirror, block video while driving, unblock video while driving, stuff like that. You know, the brightness level, all kinds of stuff in there. Again, you can go use the iDrive to go through the settings. It's a nice layout. I like that. You can go straight to navigation from this menu, which is the factory navigation that comes with this setup, this one here. Browser for the internet, USB music, so you can have USB in there. While I'm here, I will hook up that. And there should also be a USB stick in here somewhere. It has tons of music on it. Hear it. That's it. So that's it. You just hook up that. So this wire runs up front here, just beside the console, so I can plug my phone in, and then you plug into the USB, and that's that auto kit that we looked at here earlier. That's all your files, apps. There's more pages for more. You can put as many apps on there as you want that from the Play Store, so you can download them from the Play Store. As long as you're hooked up to Wi-Fi, like I am now, hooked up to the house. If you pull down from here, you can power off the screen. Like if you don't want it on, you can look at pictures. You have your settings straight through, and you can go through and you can see. So Google Play Music is downloading stuff right now. 5 updates available. Typical Android. Stuff like that. Hotspot, Lake House, sleep. You touch it again, comes back on. Swipe up, you get back to the menu that you were on. You can see what apps are running in the background, kind of thing, where you were. So you can either turn them off by pressing on the X, which I'll do for this one. Settings don't need to be in there. Factory settings, dashboard, so it shows you what if. It's pretty awesome, man. No seatbelts on, parking brake, temperature, stuff like that. It's 0 degrees here right now. It is 0 degrees here right now. Speed. So we're running at 700. That's the idle right now. That's cool, man. I love this readout. Comfort mode, sport mode, so you can change the color of it. Isn't that incredible? Energy saving mode, Eco Pro, which of course this car doesn't have, so it's a diesel. It's kind of neat. I like it. That's pretty cool. Let's go again. Comfort mode. Yeah. That's sport mode. Kind of like the energy saver blue kind of cool thing happening there. That's fine. So you can go home now. So that gets you back to your dashboard. So that was where we were basically. Home. DVR, video. Let's see what they have in the video store. There we go. So got to switch to CD. So when you switch to CD, it brings you out here. That's the other way too. You don't have to press and hold. You hit CD and that brings you out, and then you can look at where your air conditioning is going, stuff like that, if you want to see that. Because when you're out here and you press this button, nothing happens. So what I do is I press the CD button when I want to see this display, and then I can go here and change where my air conditioning is going and stuff like that. Same for the passenger. And then you switch back to what's going on here, back in the video. And then there you go.
That is never gonna work. This is a world that doesn't play by your rules.
Sounds fantastic. Video's fantastic. And you can download onto a USB.
Part of it now.
Download onto a USB movie. Stick it into the USB holders here, and you can call it up here and watch whatever you want. You can download, so like if you have Netflix on here, you could download onto the drive or onto a USB drive as a backup, just like you would on your computer. You know, you have an external drive, you can do that too, and then download movies from Netflix, and you can watch them here. Do downloaded movies from Netflix on here as well. So let's go there. We'll close that, go back home, links. Yeah, that's about it. So it's all working. If you have any questions, I'll try and edit this video so it's not so long.